guys, it's been a while and I just wanted to talk to you. I mean, a lot of you guys have been asking where my kids were, so it's been about 2.5 months, almost 3. It's been the longest I've gone without seeing my kids. They basically went on a vacation to another country. This whole pandemic thing happened. They had issues finding a flight back home. Because they don't hold a Malaysian passport, they're not allowed back in the country, and basically borders have closed and they're just stuck wherever they are in another country. And I have to say, I've tried to keep positive. I've tried my very best to keep going. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. But again, I am a human being and I do have my moments, and I do kind of break down because I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know when I'm going to see my kids anymore. Some days I'm really positive. I'm like, it's okay. It's best that they weren't here. It's really good that, they were gone because I couldn't have worked. But other times I'll be like, oh my God, I'm never going to see them again. Yeah, so that's the dramatic part of me. But all in all, I always feel like, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did this for the best. For me, and I actually feel like my kids really stay strong for me. Every time they, I'll break down with them. I'll cry with them, and I'll be like, "When are you going back?" And they're like, "Mom, don't cry. Stay strong." So they've been really strong for me. Okay, I don't know about them. No, I'm just kidding. Like I know how they feel. They've cried to me before. They say they miss home, but we all know that we can't do anything about the situation. So we always make the best of it. Speaking of which, I today wanted to talk to you about the 3 main things I learned about myself during this whole lockdown, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you feel the same way when you first heard about this lockdown. You either had 2 reactions. You either thought, oh my God, how am I going to do that? Or you thought, oh my God, I get to stay home and I don't have to care. So for me, when I heard about it, I was semi-excited because I really thought I was not home. I treated my home like a hotel. Every time, I finish work, I go out for dinner, I come back home, and then I sleep for 6 hours, and then I leave. I shower, then leave. And I thought, okay, it was actually really good. The only thing is I kind of feared being alone because I didn't think that, I never dreamt of staying by myself without my kids. With further ado, here are the 3 things I've learned about myself, and hopefully during this really tough time, I really hope that you think about what you've learned about yourself that actually surprised you. Number 1, to be quite honest with you, I really thought I was going to go on a Netflix binge. I actually joked with a friend and I told her, I'm probably never going to Netflix binge ever unless there's a lockdown that happens in the world. Sure enough, a lockdown happened. And I thought to myself, okay, fine, it's time to Netflix binge. I surprised myself. I didn't binge at all.
Yay!
The one thing I was really shocked and what I ended up binging on was books. Growing up, I've always read. Tons of books. Sweet Valley High, Babysitter's Club, Goosebumps. As I got older, it was more textbook stuff. And as I got older, it was more business books. And as I got older, it was more things for exams. And as you get older, you just don't read anymore because you just don't have time. Who has the time to read? I'm always busy running around. So if you actually take a look at my Instagram, you always see a lot of props, especially this one, Michelle Obama's Becoming. I've always used that as a prop, but I had the book for a year and I never read it, and I never got around to reading it because I always thought, oh my God, I want to know her story. So one day I picked up the book and I realized I needed glasses because my glasses were out of date and I need to upgrade the lens. Eyesight actually got worse. Boo. Anyways, but it's okay. I got to reading Become. I finally finished it. And ever since then, I just went on a binge. I just read book after book after book. And it was amazing because I learned so much through these books. I've always listened to a lot of audio. I've always listened to a lot of talks online, a lot of YouTube, a lot of TED Talks. Reading is just a different feeling. The pages, the smell of books, it's amazing. One book that I actually related to a lot was this. You might have seen me post this up, but I definitely related to his story. Not that we have similar stories at all, but I felt like I really got touched by this book. So touched that I was actually like super inspired to write my own book. So anyways, that's another story. So next, number 2. So I remember reading, or I don't know, seeing somewhere online that, you know what, this whole period is over. We should all come out with at least one new skill. The one skill I really wanted to pick up on during this whole time was to learn piano. So I bought the app Simply Piano, and every single night I practiced. After about, I don't know, I would say a month, I got tired, the songs got really hard, and then I got really demotivated, and I haven't touched it for like over a month now. But nevertheless, I still picked up some, keys, and, I still picked up where I left off when I was playing as a little kid. The one skill that surprised me, when my computer breaks down, when I can't figure out what's wrong with my computer or my laptop or my phone, I usually bring it to the store or send it over to my son, who can figure all the technicalities out. Obviously, during this whole crisis, we don't have anybody to turn to for help, except Allah. So sure enough, I actually learned a whole bunch of skills, such as reformatting my computer, changing hard drives, transferring data on phones, setting up cameras, and even editing videos. I always knew how to edit videos in a very simple way, but I never knew how to really edit videos. So if you actually went through my Instagram, you could see a lot of little changes that I've done. I've been posting up more videos, I've been experimenting more, which is a lot of work. But again, it's things that I would have never done if I was never locked down in the home by myself. Last but not least, okay, there are actually other things that I've learned about myself, but honestly, I can go on forever. Honestly, after my whole divorce, which was about 4 years ago, I've always been on the run. Like I mentioned before, I'm always out and about. I'm barely even home. I treated my home as a hotel, and every time my kids weren't around, I would be out with my friends. And honestly, I've actually realized during this time, the reason why I was doing that to myself was the fact that I was actually scared to be by myself. And I want to say that God actually knew that I was scared. I was so scared to be by myself. And sure enough, I get locked down by myself, and I was alone. I feared myself. And I always promote the fact that we all need to do our self-care. We always need time for ourselves. But then I think back about it. I'm like, did I really have time for myself? I mean, I always was disturbed by phones. I was always on work mode. I was always, going out, which, was great and stuff. But at the same time, when have I ever been home by myself for a long period of time? Is honestly, I can't even remember when. God knew I feared myself. So he tested me with my fear. And guess what? I love it. If you guys don't know this about me yet, I am a total extrovert. I love being around people. I love people. I feed off of everyone's energy. Saying that, I didn't realize how much I loved being by myself. It was scary because, you have a lot of reflections. You think a lot about things. You think about the past. You think about your mistakes. And, you get a bit emotional sometimes. But sure enough, I really love being by myself. To be quite honest with you, I was kind of like, oh my God, I kind of want to hold on to this moment a little bit longer. Again, it's something that really surprised me. I got a chance to cook, and I haven't cooked in so long because I've been so busy with everything. And I actually figured out, oh my God, I miss cooking. I love cooking. Cooking for one, I'm not sure yet. I did love the fact that I was eating home-cooked food, which actually definitely improved my skin dramatically. So I hope you guys kind of enjoyed that. I haven't vlogged in a long time, but I really wanted to see this so that you guys can actually think about the positives that happened through this whole event. Although I'm not with my kids, I always feel like, it was meant to be. It was meant to happen this way. And although I miss my kids dearly, I always try to take advantage of the fact that I have a lot of me time. Again, I thought that, it was a little bit too much me time, but, I felt like I also needed it. So anyways, enjoy this moment. Stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you next time.